Hello, hello, and welcome back to Mr. C's Accounting, where we're looking at our last topic for the week, admission of partners. Really short and sweet. There are basically two ways in which partners can be added to a partnership. The first is that a new partner may be added by purchasing the interest of an existing partner. Now, this can come in two forms. One could be buying a percentage of a partner's interest, and the other could be buying a partner out altogether. So, for example, I'm going to show you an example, so no point in thinking up one on the spot. But the second way is investing assets in the partnership to add yourself to it. So the way you can think about this is if you're thinking of a pie, and the partners have two slices, so they each have a half. This way of doing things would be to cut out a piece of each partner's slice of pie and then adding in your own slice of pie. So you're cutting out room for you to come in. This way of doing things is just plopping your slice of pie on top of theirs, sort of thing. So you're both, in either way, you're joining the partnership, but the way in which it happens is different. So, purchase of partner's interest. The overall capital of partnership is not affected. That's the first thing that you need to be aware of. The purchase price passes directly from the new partner to the partners who are giving up part or all of his or her claims. So, essentially, it's almost like a transfer sort of thing. So, for example, if we're dealing with our Elway and Atwater partners, the two dogs of accounting. If Smith, some random guy named Smith, decides to pay $50,000 to each Elway and Atwater for a third of their interest in the partnership, so essentially he's buying out a percentage of each partner's interest in the company to make room for himself, sort of thing. Now, if that happens, just note before I show you the entry, Elway and Atwater both have a capital balance of $150,000 at this time. So that's the capital balance they have before this guy named Smith decides to join. So at that time, we debit Elway and Atwater's capital for the purchased price that Smith bought them out for. So in this case, it's $50,000 a piece. So $50,000 to Elway, $50,000 to Atwater. Now, just remember, this is a third of their capital interest. Remember, they said that they had a capital. Where is it? They both have a capital balance of $150,000. So if he wants to buy if he wants to buy 33% interest of the company, he's got to buy a third from each partner. So a third of 150 is 50, and he's got to buy that for each partner. So in total, he's putting up $100,000 to buy a third of each partner's interest of the company. So to show that, we debit Elway capital for $50,000 and we debit Atwater for $50,000, and then we credit the new guy, Smith, for the capital of $100,000. So this is a zero-sum entry, if you see what I'm saying. We have total debits of $100,000 and total credits of $100,000. So the net result of this transaction is zero. The only real result is now there's a new partner in the company whose name is Smith. So at this time, because we've decreased Elway's capital by $50,000 and Atwater's capital by $50,000, and as a result of this, Smith's capital is now $100,000. What this means is that each partner now has $100,000 of capital balance. So you'll notice earlier, Elway and Atwater both had $150,000 in capital for a total of $300,000. Now, sorry, that's the book. Now, there are three partners, but each of them has a capital balance of $100,000 apiece. So the total capital balance is unchanged at $300,000. But the capital interest for each partner has changed. And that's because Smith has bought a third from each of them. So the interest has gone down for both of them. So the second way, investment of assets in a partnership. So this is a transaction between the new partner and the partnership itself. So sort of a new guy coming in and just adding his investment to the pot, so to speak. This transaction increases both the assets and total capital of the partnership. So he's buying in, essentially. If you think of poker, I don't know if you guys know poker at all, but whenever someone wants to be part of a game, they have to put up a certain amount of money in the pot, meaning they have to contribute that money to the pot in order to participate. So that's basically what this new partner is doing. So an example to show what that looks like, and we're going to use the same company and the same new partner, Smith. So if Smith invests $150,000 in cash in the Two Dogs partnership for a third of capital interest, interesting to note that he has to put up more money this way. Instead of buying the partners out, if he just wants to add himself in, he's got to pay more. It's kind of an interesting little side note. The partnership, the cash of the partnership goes up by $150,000, and now we have a new capital. So capital goes up along with cash to keep the accounting equation balanced. But in order to facilitate that balance, we have to add in the new partner to account for the increase in capital. So this is a simpler way of doing things, but it does result in more money being paid by Smith. And in this case, the interest of the partners remains unchanged. And that's it. So, super quick and easy. I hope you guys got something out of these videos and are able to do the homework easily. We'll be continuing next week with more business types. We'll start looking at corporations. But yeah, I hope you guys have a great rest of your week, and I will see you when I see you. All right, bye.